Hmm. That's very interesting. Very, very interesting. I'm spamming the link in the old chat. Fish Tank Barn Part 2. Lose another router? No, I don't know what happened. I have no idea. The good news is this will send out double the notifications. Maybe this is a new strategy. I don't know. We'll figure it out. I was not aware that I had gifted memberships, Mike. I have to look that up right now. Obviously, I do. But do I? I don't know. Fish Tank Barn with the 5 gifted memberships. That's insane. I don't know how to like look that up. Here we go. Yeah. It only put 3 on here though. I'm confused. Chris, Jason, and Benjamin all gifted subs. Got gifted subs. I'm about to close out this other chat while we wait for people to move over. I don't know where it cut me off on. I missed the member stream, and then Bob got the boot on the regular stream. Yeah, I hope so. Leo209 Aquatics, and also previously Fish Tank Barn gifted 5 memberships. And Zach's Tank's Crazy Aquarium guy with the $10 sec super chat. Thank you, Zach. I appreciate it. I always hate when that people do that and then the stream crashes. Leo209 Aquatics with the $5 super chat. Need a stocking idea for Fluval Spec 5. We will get there. I'm going to give it another couple minutes and let people hop on over here. Although we're already back up to the same amount we had before the crash. Trying to buy a house right now, attempting to explain the features I need for a fish room to the agent is trying his patience. Say, I need a house with wide open space, with a little kitchen, a little bedroom, everything else wide open for fish tanks. That's all I need. Hey, Bob, so about 2 months ago on a stream, we were talking about aquariums and movies. The Dark Knight has one. In the Hong Kong fight scene, there's a freshwater angelfish aquarium. I've never seen that movie. It only did 3. I don't understand. I wonder. Does it add another month of people that are already members? I feel like that's kind of stupid. But it did only do 3. Okay, I'm gonna try it. How do we do this? Can I do it myself? Like, I don't even know where my chat is right now. Where's my chat? Here it is. Okay. So, how do we do this? I only have an option to do a super sticker or a super chat, not to actually gift. I want to try to. I want to gift some. But I'm not seeing how to do this. How do you do that, Mike? Go here. Maybe I have to go into my live stream? Okay, I'm going into my live stream. Hopefully we don't crash YouTube again. Membership gifting. There it is. Let's see what happens. I'm giving away 5 memberships. Let's see. That's so awesome. I can give away memberships. Jamie McDonald, member for 43 freaking months, almost 4 years. I'm a member and I wouldn't change it for anything. He is the director of the channel though, so it's kind of a requirement if you're the director, but gifted 5 memberships. Okay, now let's go in and check here. I wish it like said, oh, it says right there. Here we go. Bobby from MI, Fluffy McCumber, Marvin Loach Gardens, John the Stir Fry Guy. Oh, John, nice. Michael was gifted. That is awesome. Why didn't it do that for you? I wonder if it's because I crashed. Do you live on members now? Because that makes less video than before. Do you live? I don't know what you're talking about, Zach. Do you live on members now? Because you make less. Oh, I make less videos now because I am insanely busy building my own place. Zach, there's a whole crazy story of the last 2 years that's happened to me in my life that I don't really want to get into. There's no replacement. I do one member stream a week for an hour before this stream, and it's never fish related content. Today we talked about weed whacking and mowing lawns. Like literally for like a half hour we talked about that, and some other stuff scattered in there. But I don't think there was a single fish comment in that entire live stream. Maybe the members can vouch. I don't think we talked about a single fish stuff, so you're not missing any fish related content. All right, Ginger Grumble with the $5 super chat says, please hit the like. Yes, please hit the like. Please hit the like. It means a lot to me. I really appreciate it. And now for the question: stocking ideas for a fluval. I gotta get my chat back. I had to exit out of chat to gift those memberships, which was kind of weird, but pop out my chat, get it back. All right. Got my chat back. So what I would do, I would probably do... So one, I would modify or change or just not use the internal pump it comes with, because I think it creates way too much flow. I'm at a fluval spec in probably 5 years, but the pump it used to come with, even if you turn it down all the way, it was still just a crazy amount of flow. And I actually got one of the smallest sponge filters you could get, and I put it in that chamber, and it essentially does the same thing. Well, it'll suck everything up through the bottom vent and then put it back out. And it gets rid of the crazy flow for a 5-gallon tank. But anyways, as far as stocking ideas, once the flow is under control, I would do, what would I do? I would do some sort of pygmy corridors, like 6 of them. I don't know if I would do 6. I would try to do 6 and see how it looks. If it looks like they're cramped, then I would stick to 3. 3 is like the bare minimum for corridors. I like to do 6 as the bare minimum, but technically you could do 3. And then I would probably find some type of rasbora, like a chili rasbora, something really small. But I love rasboras. I'm kind of a rasbora nerd. And then if I still wanted something else in there, I'd probably get a couple shrimp. Cherry shrimp, any color, whatever your favorite color is, yellow, orange, red, just a regular little cherry. And that's probably all I would do. Is 3 to 6 corridoras, right? 6 or 8 little rasboras, and probably like 6 shrimp, and I think that's going to give you a lot of stuff to look at and a lot of entertainment. Fluffy McCumber, I love that name. I don't know why. Thanks for the membership. You're welcome. Thanks for being here. I appreciate it. That's so awesome. Sir, can you share more of the solar-powered air pump system for outdoor summer tubs? Crowntail Half Moon, they don't sell the solar panels that I use anymore. But if you go to Amazon, let me just see if I can pull one up. Amazon.com. USB solar panel. Or solar charger, technically. Which one? It's going to be similar to this guy here. And then we're going to use this pump. I use the Aquarium Co-op pump. It's like air pump. All right, I'll show you right now. So this is the air pump I use. As you can see, it's USB powered. It comes with the plug-in if you want to use it in the wall, but we're not going to be using that because we're going to be using this guy right here. It has 3 USB ports on it, which, I mean, you could power a couple of them. Now, this does not have a battery, so it's only going to run during the day. But it will run, at least, I've never used this specific one, but even on overcast, there's enough power to run that USB air pump. No problemo. It ran all winter. It's been outside for almost a year now. So just that combo, and then I would throw in any air sponge, whatever your favorite air sponge is, and you're good to go. Now, you can get one with a battery, but the problem with the battery ones, like, these guys here with the flip outers like this, is sometimes, some of them you actually have to go out and turn on every single day, which is kind of annoying. You have to hit the power button. So just verify that. But most of these battery power ones, you have to hit the power button. As soon as it runs out of light or juice, it'll turn off, and then the next day you got to go and manually turn it back on. So that's why I prefer the actual panels, which again is this one here. Now you might be thinking, $60, that's kind of expensive, but obviously this thing's gonna have way more use than just maybe you take it camping one time, or lots of uses for this thing. Highly recommend it. In the James Bond movie From Russia with Love, never seen it, the leader of Spectre has male bettas fighting in his desk. It's a cruel scene, and he uses them to show how the bad guys operate. I don't think I approve of that, but all right. Marvin's Loach Gardens. If you had the choice for 2 days in transit moving, would you rather have fish in buckets with sponge filters or bagged and boxed? That is an excellent question. I would probably... It depends on how many fish. Like, if it's a couple fish, I'd honestly just bag them. But if it's a lot of fish, maybe the bucket and sponge filter would be easier. But it really comes down to, like, how many. Is it waterproof? So it is... Well, that's going to depend on the model. Let me look. This is IPX4 waterproof, this panel. So as long as, if we go back to here, so everything on the panel, like it is now, should be waterproof. The back side where all the electronic components are, where you can't see it, which is probably on the back side of this right panel, that you do not want to get wet. So I actually have one of the clear panels over my solar panel. The polycarbonate panels that you can buy at Home Depot that you make for lids, or that I make for lids. I just cut out the because I have so much scrap of that stuff. I just cut the appropriate size. I have it sitting right on top of it. It does cut off about 30-ish% of your solar intake, but again, this 28 watts is more than enough. Like the USB air pumps, I think, run on like 4 or 5 watts. So really, you could cut off like 75% of the power and it would still run it. So it's not a big deal at all. And let's go back to chat here. Zane, hello. John the Surfire Guy says, I can't wait for my open house so I can use the money people give me for fish. Made the mistake of buying bread and butter pickles earlier, so I'm currently having twice the good time. All right. Adam says, I'm setting up my summer tubs. How would you set one up for apistogrammas, and which species would you recommend? So the species I would recommend is on your skill level. If you've never done apistos, I would start with cockatoides. They're tried and true. They'll breed in anything, and they sell like hotcakes. Either the triple red or the super orange. It doesn't matter what color. They both sell like instantly. As soon as you list them, they'll sell. People love them. But I would probably stay away from putting the rare species out in a summer tub, because you never know. So like I have some that are not even described. They don't have a name yet. I wouldn't put those out there. And some apistos, they need to go down to like 4 or 5 pH to spawn. I probably wouldn't do those outside either because that's too much work. So anything that you can buy at a local fish store is probably just fine to go outside and will probably breed, because most of those are bred either in a fish farm or in someone's backyard, whether it's California or Florida, all kinds of different water parameters. A lot of Epistos are pretty commercialized now, so you don't really have to worry about the right water parameters from where they came from in South America, because likely they're generations deep, have never even seen that water. Bobby from Michigan, I assume, Missouri, Wisconsin, I don't know. I just got white clouds for my first tubs. Yep, I still got white clouds, the golden white clouds out there. Actually, you know what? Speaking of tubs, I'm actually very excited about this. All of my outside tubs are well established, so I don't need air pumps. That's true. I mean, you can run them just like a filterless aquarium if you wanted to. My tub that has my white clouds has no filtration, but it also rains like every single day, so fresh water all the time. But anyways, I was actually out checking the temperature because I'm about ready to move fish outside, and I moved my... What did I move outside? My Hawaiian Variatus platies I just moved out. I've got tequila goodeids to move outside. And I also have trout goodies to move outside. I was going to get some from Mike because I thought I had all females, but it turns out one of them is a male, so that's going to go out there. So anyways, I'm outside checking my tubs, checking the temperature, just making sure, because I haven't really looked at them at all this year. And one of them has billions, and I'm talking billions of Daphnia in it. It is so rad. I was like blown away. I can take my net and scoop in there, and the entire net is just thick with Daphnia. So my fish have been living off Daphnia, and they are loving it. Oh, I cannot believe how many. And it's, how many tubs do I have out there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's just one tub. Now, granted, there's 1 or 2 goldfish left over from last year in one of the tubs. And then the tub with white clouds, probably not going to have any Daphnia. But the other 3, only one of them, and it's just like, you can't even, hey, calm down. You can't even see the bottom of it. Like, the water is crystal clear, but you can't even see the bottom because it's just like this massive cloud of Daphnia. It's so awesome. I've never raised Daphnia ever in my life. I've never tried. I've never attempted it. I've never bought Daphnia to feed before. So it was just really cool. This just randomly showed up in my tub, and there's billions of them. It's great. The other tubs do have mosquito larvae, which my rainbow fish go crazy over, but... yeah, my fish have been getting a lot of live food this last week. Can I put 4 turquoise severum in a 75 with a 6-inch Oscar? No other fish in the tank besides the Oscar. I don't see why not. A lot of people match severums and Oscars now. Eventually, Regina, your Oscar might get a little bit too big for a 75, but I'm sure you already know that. Bob has a big Michigan following. Oh, yeah, that's right. I always forget you're from Michigan. Regina, you mentioned a while ago that you were going to send me some jerky, and I don't know if you ever did, but I just want to let you know that if you did, it never showed up. Not trying to say, like, you know, you should or whatever. I'm not trying to get you to send it, but just know, like, if you did send it, I didn't get it, so, you know, I don't want you to be, like, mad that I'm not, like, sending you a thank you or something. That's basically what I'm concerned of. I don't want you mad at me. But yeah, just to make sure that you didn't send it and it didn't get lost somewhere. I'm south of Port Huron myself. What does tequila goodeids look like? Where do you get them from? Where did my tequila goodeids come from? That is a good question. I've had them for years now, and I don't remember. They're not the best looking fish, to be honest. The females are pretty bland, and the males have like an orange crescent stripe on their tail. But I like them because they're different. Not a lot of people have them. They can go a lot colder than most. I would say they're like a subtropical fish, so they don't need a heater at all, which is always a plus in my book. And Yeah, I just love fish that are different and uncommon. Now the trout goodeids, that is a beautiful fish. I might have got him on Aquabid. I'm honestly not sure. The trout goodeids came from, oh my gosh, what's his name? You guys, someone will say his name. I'm like drawing a complete blank right now. But trout goodeids, that is a beautiful fish. They get about 4 inches. Really nice yellow speckling on them. Highly recommend them. Another, like most goodeids prefer cooler water in my experience. Mike, if you're still here, maybe you can chime in on that. Mike's a big goodeiid guy. But yeah, I just you know, it's the rareness of it that kind of attracts me to them. The tequila, the trout goodeids have always been like one of my all-time favorite fish. Where should I be looking for more rare rainbows? I've been thinking of getting some Radonocentris ornatus. I missed the group I had 4 years ago. Bracken, Rainbow Fish Live Facebook group has a lot of breeders in it if you're on Facebook. Otherwise, you just got to be patient on Aquabid. There's a lot of breeders posting on Aquabid. And I can tell you who the good ones are if there's any posted right now. Yeah, Roseline 17, 100% buy from that guy. He is really legit. He has Radonocentris ornatus Snapper Creek for $20 each. Pretty fair price. Any other Radonocentris? He actually has 3 types on here. I'm gonna tell you the Tiwa Creek is probably the best looking one. But out of all the sellers, you know, not speaking of obviously Dan's fish is good, but I don't think he has any Radonocentris. But Roseline 17 on Aquabid is a super legit guy. I've gotten a few species from him. He's very famous. I think his name is Marcel, if I remember correctly, in the rainbow world. That's who I would buy him from. You know, you're gonna get good stuff from him. How's your Mantinensis rice fish doing? So they all died because I drained the tub accidentally completely. Huge big story. I went into it last week. It's kind of depressing, but yeah, I killed them all. Mistakes were made. It's my fault. Aquabid gives me anxiety. That's why I'm like, I will vouch for Roseline 17. These other chuckleheads on here, I have no idea who they are. And until I know who they are, they're chuckleheads. Oh, actually, Robum, I didn't see him at first. He's a good one too. But no Radonocentris. I hatched rainbow fry in some tubs outside, and the growth you get is insane. They've grown bigger in 2 to 3 weeks than I would usually take me 2 to 3 months inside. This is the advantage. Xanaduty says yes on Roseline 17, aka Marcel. That's what I thought. In Madison, Wisconsin. Great fish, great guy. I 100% agree. Marion says I do love trout goodeids. Greg Sage Curtis, you are 100% correct. That's where my trout goodeids came from. Honestly, I don't remember where my tequila goodeids came from. I don't know. They might have come from the Fish Tank Barn. But man, it's been so long. I've had those fish, I feel like, forever. I'll never be an Oregonian. Those people can't even pump their own gas. Actually, they do pump their own gas now. I think they got rid of that a couple years ago. I still think there's a lot of places that they pump the gas for you, though. But you can actually pump your own gas in Oregon now. But my story time. My second girlfriend, her mom could not pump her own gas because they were from Oregon, and I was just like mind blown. I'm like, how do you not know how to pump gas? You literally stick the thing in there and pull the trigger. Like, how hard is that to like comprehend? She wouldn't do it. Never did it. My girlfriend or her husband had to do it. She would never pump her own gas. Didn't know how. Just didn't even want to learn. Like, it's not the hardest thing in the world. Oh, man. Sorry to poke at the strategy. I have 40 Mantanensis at the moment. Slow growers. Mantanensis. Man, the amount of rainbows that are in the hobby right now versus just 5 years ago, it makes me very happy. Very, very happy. How would I sift out MTS from the sand substrate? Nets seem to catch too much sand. Andrew, I would not. I never get rid of MTS snails. They're by far my favorite. Can't pump in New Jersey? Oh, that doesn't surprise me. Those guys. They won't let people pump gas in New Jersey. Wow, that's crazy. Like, why is that even a thing? Paul says, I've been looking at tubs today. I thought last weekend you said you were getting tubs. Am I still live? I just got like 100 messages at once. Am I still live? I hope I didn't quit again. No, I guess I just got all these messages at once. So fun fact, I'm going to be on this last week. Secret History Living in the Aquarium was on my stream this week on Friday at 4:30, I believe. I'm going to be on his stream. So mark that on your calendar. Don't forget. I'm in Portland and work for Jackson's, and they still have us pumped. They only revised the law for small counties. Oh, I had no idea. I was going to say, the last time I was in last time I was in Oregon, I don't stop in Portland. I drive right through. I pumped my own gas, but obviously that's not a small county. So that makes sense. John the Stir Fry Guy says, was missing my old rainbow fish tank stocking, so I got some of the non-rainbows I used to... Wait. Was missing some of my old rainbow fish tank stocking, so I got some of the non-rainbows I used to have in it, including... Oh, I see. I don't know why that was so hard for me. So instead of rainbows, you have Programi, Scissortail, Rasboras, and Madagascar rainbows. One of my all-time favorites. Kenneth says, I'm trying to hunt down a group of Pygmea rainbows to buy. Yeah, I don't know why those are so rare. They're so awesome. Zen linking Secret History Living in Your Aquarium. There you go. Friday, 4:30 p.m. PST, I assume, because he's right next door to me, so I'm hoping we're this PST. I've got a bunch of fish waiting to go into their new home, but since my boyfriend hasn't helped me get my 55-gallon in the house to set up... What? What's wrong with his boyfriend? Sounds like we need to give him a call and be like, yo, what's wrong? Get that fish tank in the house right now. I want to put 2 male, 1 female Pseudomogal Gertrude Aru 2 in a 27-gallon tote pond. I'm in Florida and my pond doesn't have a filter. 9 Gertrude fry raised up without a filter. Yeah, you probably don't have to worry about it. I think the only thing you'd have to worry about in Florida is the temperature, and that is going to be dependent on the size of your tub. I avoid pumping people's gas because most have horrible attitudes and say I don't live in Washington, and I like to and I'd be like, aside from Oregon and Jersey, every other state pumps their own gas. That's so weird. I don't even know why is that a thing. I have no idea. Mike, what? My favorite CW101 are on. What? Cut it out. Get out of town. Corridors, Corridora Dene. CW111. That's what we're looking for. CW111. Did I miss it? I don't know. CW111. CW111. Why do I not see it? Am I just blind here? Where are they? No. Oh, that's a cool fish. No. Oh, right here. Congo 1040. 65 out of 77. I'm sorry to say this guy is not getting my money, let alone $3,600 of it. That is awful. That is way too many bad reviews. But so let's read them first. Cancel my pending PayPal payment. I'm getting the runaround now. He wants to mutually cancel. That's fine. Customer bids on my auction. Wins auction. Promises to send payment 3 times. I never received 1 payment. Okay, so he no bid on 1. He bid, wanted to double the fish, never paid. Okay. So these are negative when he was the buyer. Did not pay. So if this guy is not paying for auctions he wins, I can't buy fish from you, especially for how much they are. That's a no-go for me. I would not support someone like that. But let's take a look. I don't know, like this, the quality of this photo, it just seems very sketch. Like, what do you got, a flip phone? Like, how far back in time do we have to go where this is the quality of photos we get from your phone? I have 10 very rare F1 juvenile CW101 zebra for sale. I don't know, man. I don't know on this guy. That's yeah, I couldn't do it. All sellers auctions. What does he have here? Can we look at his history? I forget. I guess this is his history right here. Let's see. This is a better picture. Well, yeah. So all his other fish, bad photos for sure. But these are really common fish. So how does someone selling some pretty common fish come across one of the most rare fish in the hobby? Oops. Food. I don't know why I clicked on that one. I'll get one more. This is the kind of investigating you have to do on Aquabid because it's so easy to get scammed. And what are the dates on these? Okay, so at least his account, 2018. At least his account is really old. That's good news. I don't know. I don't know. I don't think I could do it. I couldn't give someone $3,500. That's so what? $350 a fish? That's pretty expensive anyways. What a loser to actually win an auction and then try to haggle and not pay. Yeah, those kind of people, those are like Craigslist people, right? Like you agree on a price, you meet up, and then you know, hey, whatever you're selling, you're like, I'm selling it for 80, and then they come and they're like, well, I only have 60, and I'm okay. Well, you're not buying it then. That happens like all the time. Do you have any livestock ideas for Australian biotope? I'd obviously like to keep rainbow fish and gudgeons, but other than that, most Australian fish are rare. Steenfott Aquatics Bob, I had an idea. Do you want to collect trivia questions from your subs, and I'll collect them from my subs, and then we mix them up and just have a lighthearted trivia? No. Why would I want to do trivia against one of the dudes that knows like every obscure fact of the fish keeping hobby like ever? Like, that's just setting myself up for failure. Like, are you kidding me? Jeez. I'm sure that sounds fun for you. But I don't like getting stomped on games. Yeah, I mean, gudgeons, you know, there's just not a lot in the hobby outside of rainbows and gudgeons. I mean, I would just have a giant collection. I'm not a big biotope guy anyways, but cause I think true biotopes are actually really rare in the hobby as much Much as people say they have biotopes, it's pretty rare to actually have a real biotope. I mean, there's a lot of cool gudgeons out there, though. A lot of cool rainbows. You got your mid to top dweller with the rainbows. You got your bottom dweller with the gudgeons. Like, I'm drawing a blank. There's got to be something that's out there that's not like super rare. You have to think about that one for a minute. Chris says, I have a koi betta with tons of anacaris. Do you like... I like the plant, but I don't keep it, Chris, because it just grows too fast. If it was like, hey, I only have like 2 or 3 fish tanks, okay, then it's easy to maintain Aquahuna photos about that quality. Yeah, but see, I know the guys from Aquahuna, so it makes sense to me, right? Like they're really good dudes, but they're also of the age where they're probably still using flip phones to take those photos, so it makes sense to me. But anyways, when you have a lot of tanks, fast-growing plants to me just aren't very fun. It's too much maintenance. So I do like the plant. It is a very fast grower, so I do not keep it. How about random non-aquatic trivia? I don't know. Like, I'm too big of a dummy to do trivia, honestly. It's not that I'm dumb. It's just like I have no memory. Like, my memory is shot. So trivia and I just don't get along. Alex says a true biotope is really, to me, consuming and expensive. Usually, I call tanks with just the fish from the same place bionopes or triotopes. That's the good one. Yeah, true. But people say, like, here's my South American biotope. And I'm like, well, you got plants in there, for one. Not a lot of plants in South American biotopes, right? Normally, it's just, like, brown water. Or they'll have plants from, like, Asia. And I'm like, not really a biotope. So a lot of people think like biotope as far as the fish that are in there, but then they forget about that plants are part of the biotope. Did you miss my message or did you think it was rude? I was just being sarcastic. Sorry, buddy. Just my type of... I didn't see your comment at all. Let me scroll up. I don't see it at all, my friend. Oh, here. I just bought 18 turquoise rainbows 2 weeks ago. You still like rainbows, right? Or do you hate puffers, plecos, and drink from my small cups instead of jugs, eating pie? What? Zach, you're crazy. I didn't miss that. Right, I did forget about the desert. Yeah, desert. Yeah, there. Oh, yeah, gobies. Lots of gobies, gudgeons. Sure, they're different, but kind of the same. We could mix in car questions. Corridora's hepatitis on Aquabit 2, only $600 each. Okay, let me look this one up. Go back to Corridor Catfish here. What are we looking at? What are we looking for? What do you say? Corridora's Hefia something? All right. Let's just look at the dollar amount. Oh, here we go right here. $600. Wrapped in Flames Corys. Wow. Oh, yeah, here you go right here. 0 out of 0 reviews. You can't buy them. You can't spend $600 on a fish from someone that's never sold on Aquabid. Not only have they not sold, but they've never bought. So, yeah, you can't do it. For the video of these, please see our Instagram or Facebook page, Technical Aquatics. These are one of the rarest corridors in the moment. This is... Even though this picture was taken with a tater tot, this is still a pretty amazing looking fish. That's a pretty outstanding looking fish, to be honest. But you can't spend $600 on a fish with someone that's never sold on Aquabid before. You're just asking to get... Now, I'm not saying that Tactical Aquatics is a scammer of any type. I'm just saying, not a good idea. $850 Not a good idea to spend that kind of money on someone that's never sold or bought anything on Aquabid. Again, not saying that he's a scammer. Do we say go be or go buy? Go buy. I say go bees. Rachel O'Leary used to say the same thing about biotopes and said she likes to call the ones that are not quite biotope biotype. Boy, she hasn't made a video in a while, has she? I think I was just lurking on her channel the other day. I feel like maybe I'm wrong. I was lurking on people's channels the other day, taking a look. Yeah, 4 months. Dang. I'm not sure I'd buy a Corridora named after it. I have an Asian biotope with a blue gourami, long fun pearl gouramis. I like that, long fun, long fin, but you know, long fun sounds better. Crypt, Tropica, Pokestem, Octopus, and Wisteria. It's not a specific stream, river, lake, because that's boring. I really am. Go buy from the dude in the alley behind the LFS. Rachel told me she is retired. Well, that must be nice. That must be nice. But something tells me there's going to be a time when she makes another video and gets back into it. Coming from a YouTuber and seeing lots of YouTubers take breaks like myself, I'm currently doing, outside of live streams. Live streams, I'll never stop live streaming, but I'm sure she'll be back. I'm sure. I'm sorry that happened. I know Portland sucks, but I try to make the most of it. Glad the fish hobby here is pretty large. The monthly club meetings are fun. I do like the Greater Portland Aquarium Society. And as long as Kenny E is always the president, I will always do whatever I can to support them. That being said, they are having their annual show in October. It's only 5 months away. October 9th. Whatever that weekend is, it's going all weekend. I will be there 100%. Somebody asked me earlier, and I forgot about what my plans are for the summer. I would assume as far as fish shows, I'm going to none. The only fish show I'm going to is the one in Portland in October 9th. Rachel said she was taking a break after her head injury for a while, but she tried to keep people posted if she could. Been a hard couple years for her. She needs some time off at a minimum. Yeah, Rachel and I have talked privately quite often, and I'm definitely know she has some unfortunate things to go through. So, luckily, I think she's kind of on the downside of that, and hopefully she will return sooner rather than later. New Local Austin says, had a great weekend. Hope you did as well. I had such a good weekend, not even Amber Heard could have brought me down. Oh, I'm telling you, really good weekend. I hope it just continues to go that way forever. But it's going to be a good summer. I have a lot of high hope for this summer. She'll come back someday, but she was saying her views were only bringing her about 1,000 a month, and she was kind of over it with everything going on in her personal life. I mean, there's definitely... Yeah, I mean, if you need money, you gotta do something else to do that. But I think she'll be back. Fishtoberfest this October 8th and 9th at Embassy Suites in Portland. Boom, I love it. It was so much fun last year. I think it was fun because it was smaller. So I don't want to promote it too much because I don't want it to be like one of the large shows that are just boring. But I don't think I couldn't bring enough people to that anyways. But I don't have that kind of pull with fish nerds. So I think it'll still, no matter how much I promote it, it'll still be small, but it's gonna be a lot of fun. Predatory Fence has a rainbow snakehead gudgeon. Wonder how I could do in a rainbow fish biotope. I don't think it would be a rainbow fish. Well, I don't know. I've honestly done zero research on snakeheads because they're illegal, so I don't really see the point. They're super cool. There is an importer that regularly gets dwarf snakeheads in by mistake. And regularly, I'll say maybe like once a year, they'll get like one or two in like a batch of bikers or something. So I've seen them. Now I don't know how dwarf they are. Is it, something, a lot of things are dwarf that are not dwarf, like a dwarf caiman. Sure, it's dwarf to like an American alligator, but it's still huge, and no one should be keeping them. So I don't know. Malawi mouth brooder working great in my community tank, much like rams. That could change one day, my friend. That could definitely change. But depending, it might work out all right. Think I could add shrimp in a 45 tall with angel pear and red-tailed shark for hair algae. I think they'll probably get eaten before they make even a dent in your hair algae. Rainbow fish, angel fish will eat shrimp for sure, and definitely red-tailed sharks will eat them. So if you put them in there, you have to have like some pretty thick, dense plants in there. Lots of places for the shrimp to hide. Barbara Jackson says, I think I can go to Fishtoberfest this year. Do it. I would ask like how many people in chat here are going to Fishtoberfest, but it's still half a year away. Like, you can't plan that. Fishtoberfest was also nice because everyone was stoned or sober but chill. There was, that's a very accurate statement. I was chill, but it was fun. It was fun. Like, everyone just had a good time. Everyone got along. There was no drama. The big shows always have drama. It's annoying. Hopefully in PDX for 4 or 5 days, seeing some fish rooms and chilling with Kenny and Sean 503 Aquatics. It's just good people, man. Good people. It always amazes me, the drama in the fish world. Like, whether it's at these shows or YouTube drama, it's like we literally all love the same thing. How could we possibly have drama? But it's there. Amazingly, it's there. And it's there a lot. Regina, I miss Washington. I wish we could go back. The only thing I don't miss is the sales tax. Yeah, you don't have that in Portland. And it's getting pretty dang high. I mean, all taxes in this state are pretty high. Let's be real. But my albino cories and panda cories at the same time. All albinos great. Pandas either died or hardly grew. Any thoughts? In my experience, panda cories are the worst. A very love-hate relationship with panda cories. I love them, but to me, they're some of the most fragile corridoras you can get. The other thing is panda cories generally like colder water. So maybe, they don't do real well when you start getting close to 80 degrees. They like 72-ish. Alexander Engelhart, my friend, I recently got to watch you on Rico Stand. What a guy. I mean, man, Alexander, thank you so much. I really enjoyed you on Rico's, I don't want to say podcast. I guess it's a podcast, right? Kind of a live stream podcast. Bob got Engelhearted. I did get Engelhearted. It's very much appreciated, my friend. Very much. It's like drama in the plant world. It's just, see, I can see it in sports, right? Obviously, it's super competitive. So we all, if you like basketball, we all like basketball, but it's competitive. Fish keeping, like, this is a pretty relaxing hobby. Why is there any drama at all? Like, who cares? Look at your fish, grow your plants, and relax. That's what it's for. Regina Phalanges with man, you guys are just dropping bombs tonight. Don't make me get emotional. I forgot about the alligator jerky. My bad. I won't forget again. I'll make sure to add some of the cherry jerky too. That one was actually pretty good. and she's got to flex and say my panda cories are 3 years old. I already lost the who was it? I lost the I'm just gonna say I have tried panda cories, and a lot of you know this. I've tried panda cories multiple times, and I've had them die every single time. So I'm definitely the wrong person to ask why your panda cories died, because I'm right there with you. My stir-by cories breed like crazy, like all the other Corridoras, perfectly fine. Regina Phalanges, thank you so much for the super chat and the alligator jerky. I'm very excited to try it. I've never had alligator jerky, and I love trying new meats as far as jerky is concerned. Atkins Nature Aquarium says, I love my panda cories. Don't get me wrong, I love them. I love them so much I kill them. What's the I want to pet the rabbit, George, and he kills them all because he pets them so hard. That's like me and panda cories. I love them so much I kill them. Oh my god, that's gonna bug me so much. Don't tell me what it is. I want to pet the rabbit, George. It's, oh my god, I could even see them like walking down the road. Oh, that's gonna bug me. Ginger Gumble with the $2 super chat says, please hit the like. I agree. Please hit the like. Tess Art Mania. Holy smokes. I haven't seen you in years, I feel like. It says, my salt and pepper cories won't stop breeding. That's the nice thing about them. My SAEs love that my Paleatus cories won't stop breeding. Yep, they won't. See, this is why I cannot do trivia right now. I know it's of mice and men. I know it. I just cannot access it. Grapes of Wrath. Okay, good guess. No, it's of mice and men, and I know it. I've read the book. I've seen the movie. Telling you. Hi, Bob and everyone. So, Bob, can you name some of your rare wild apistos? You know I'm an apisto nerd. The only apistos I have right now have no name. They are Apistogramma species. They have like, they do have, they have no official name. Zach's Tank's Crazy Aquarium guy says it's 3 a.m. in Sweden and has to go to bed. I agree. Go to bed, my friend. See, I'm smart enough to know that I have such a bad memory that when I got these apistos, I took a picture of what they were, or what they were being called, and actually got them last year in Fishtoberfest, so it could take like an hour to find this picture in my gallery. If Candy was here, she would know because she got the same ones. It's probably faster if I just message her. Yeah, it's going to be way faster. Actually, I don't have any snake plants. I used to love snake plant as a kid, putting them in my terrariums. But as of right now, I don't have any. Any cool breeding projects going on? No breeding projects going on right now. I have fish that are breeding, but nothing that I'm actually trying to get to breed. Candy. What is the name of the, not past tense, apistos we got in Portland last year? I'll take the red hat next day air. Thank you, sir. Never happening. Never happening. This is not going to happen. I'm trying to get a blue one. We'll see how that, well, I mean, I say I'm trying, but I haven't even asked for it yet. I'll drive all the way put there to Fishtoberfest if you'll be there, Bob. I'm 100% gonna be there. Tess Armenia says, love the fish fam always. Me too. Me too. My memory is shocking. So I actually have I've never really talked about this much, but I do have an issue that causes my memory loss. But not really something I share. What's up, Bob? Hope all is well and everyone is well. Unholy Orders, another person I feel like I haven't seen forever. What's going on, my friend? Fluffy McCumber. You should talk more. You have a name like that. You should talk more because it makes me smile every time I see it. I just got Celestial Pearl Danios. If I wanted to breed them, how do I know if I need an egg tumbler or methylene? So they're egg scatterers. I don't know about anyone else, but I've never used a tumbler or methylene blue for egg scatterers, like ever. The best spot is selling Apistos in pairs right now. They pretty much always. I saw Candies or Tegai. I don't think that's the ones. She's not responding to me though. Don't make me call you. Alzheimer's, early onset Alzheimer's for sure. But no. Bob, one of my white clouds has slight swim bladder disease. Is that something to worry about? He eats fine and he can even go near the bottom if he wants, but he stays closer to the top. He just wobbles. If it's been like that for a long time, there's probably nothing to worry about. If it's new, I would probably separate him and maybe give him some salt. You can't just drop the bomb and move on. Oh, it's an injury from a long time ago. So yeah, it's nothing new. I have my pandas in a tank with tons of dwarf sag and just an air zone, so I guess I'm doing something right. Anyone know how long for mono shrimp eggs to hatch? I got some that came with eggs from PetSmart. They're just gonna die. So as soon as they hatch, they might live for like a day or two, but they need brackish water to survive. So don't get too excited, DJ Steen, because they won't breed in freshwater, or they won't survive in freshwater. Secrets you're living in your aquarium, Fish Overfest. Pick a talk for me, Bob. You asked last week on the show. I can't decide. Your good common sense reasoning things out. I already forgot what the options were. I made some drinking on Saturday on my smoker from ground beef, and it was super easy. I love ground beef jerky. It is so good. Like even the ground beef jerky at like 7-Eleven is really good. I'm a novice to the hobby, so I only have limited things worthwhile to say. The rest of the life is barely interesting, but to a micro group. Oh, is barely interesting. Yeah, that's all right. I mean, we all started somewhere. The doctor told me I'm the bottom percentile for memory. I just can't remember anything if I'm not extremely interested in it, like aquariums. Yeah, well, I mean, it's definitely lack of caring about something is definitely going to hurt your memory. But it's not like I don't think it's an actual condition. It's just that you don't care. Like, I'm not going to remember something I don't care about, right? Why do they say white clouds as feeders at the big box stores? I think they're beautiful fish. That's one of my secrets to buying fish cheap. I don't know how much they are now, but back in the day, like a couple years ago, pre-COVID prices, you could buy white cloud feeders for like pennies on the dollar. And you can get giant schools of them. I mean, I'm talking like 10, 12 cents a fish. And meanwhile, in their tank, like 10 feet over, they have white clouds that they're selling for like $5. And I'm just like, I'll take these ones. Now, granted, some of them can be skinny. A lot of them have problems. But you know what? You bring them home, you throw them in a tank with some salt, you get them fattened up, and they're just fine. I've never had any. Matter of fact, even from my wholesalers, like I'll buy like 200 of them at a time. And from the feeder, like the wholesaler has like feeder white clouds, and then they have like white clouds, you know, in where they list like all the tetras and other stuff. And it's just like, why would I? They're the same fish. I don't know. I've had no issues with feeder white clouds ever. And they're such a durable, hardy fish to begin with as well. Do I prefer ground beef? It's not as far as beef jerky, it's not really that I prefer one or the other. It's more of like, this time I had ground beef, maybe next time I'll have sliced, and then maybe next, you know, just back and forth. They're both really good. Why do we sell white clouds? Like, yep, the doctor told me, yep, I'm a novice, yep. Am I actually, I'm sure I missed a lot here. Oh yeah, pick a talk for me. Alex, I already forgot. A mono, yep. Dang, I'm actually all caught up? What's wrong? How many people do we have here? Is there only like 20 people here? How am I caught up? 150 people? Why y'all lurking? Why don't you say something? You're here. Say something. White clouds are illegal in Canada? I guess that's kind of surprising, but not. Jacob Bell says, Bob, I got some little holes in Crypts, Anubias, and some Java Fern. What's the problem? Well, let's take a look, my friend. Dum 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 dum. We're gonna go here, and we're gonna go here, and we're just gonna take a look. Let's see, which one do I want to use? I want to use this is pretty much the tried and true one here. Pinholes form in a leaf that enlarge with yellowing edge. Not necessarily the yellowing edge, but we'll say potassium deficiency, which where I'm at is kind of a big deal. I always add like I buy potassium in bulk in powder and always add it because it's pretty common to have potassium deficiency here. So there you go. Pinhole needles. Is that even showing? You guys can kind of see that. You can kind of see it. This is a great basic chart for anyone wanting to get into aquatic plants. There's more like in-depth ones that you can find that get specific to like, are you running CO2? Are you not running CO2? But as far as just like tried and true basic, this is the one. And now it's, I must have clicked on a different one because it's way smaller. Here it is. I used to have this printed out and like on my wall in my fish room when I first started getting into planet tanks. It works really well. My Java always dying quick, but my stock is quite high. Is that the problem? My stock is quite high. And you mean Java Fern or Java Moss? Yeah, no problem getting white clouds in Ontario. They're not illegal in the whole country. Oh, I guess, I mean, I don't know. I kind of go back and forth on species that are banned just because they can survive in the wild. I mean, obviously things like common plecos should be banned, I feel. But white cloud minnows, I mean, at worst, they're just feeder fish for whatever's naturally living there. Like, if I go around to all my lakes and dump in white cloud minnows, they would never survive. Like, all the bass and trout and perch and sunfish, they would just eat them up. Thanks, Bob. That's exactly the problem. There you go. Darren says, what up, Bob? So glad to be here finally. Finally, you're here, buddy. Finally. Good to see you. I understand that. I'm similar. Reading my memory. Ask me what I had for dinner. Don't know. Since my TBI, I can't remember phone numbers, names. I'm actually really good with numbers. Like, remembering numbers. I don't know what it is. Like, numbers I can remember. Up to about 10 digits. Like, I can just, like, I can look at a number for, like, a split second. And I know it. And can remember it. Crayfish, well... So crayfish are illegal in Washington, but we do have native species, and so it kind of makes sense. Like, they don't want to bring in other species to compete with our native species, especially like the marbled crayfish, the self-cloning crayfish. Like, you bring that in here, and I could see that causing some problems in some waterways. Are you serious? I didn't know that. I live in Toronto, and I haven't seen them in stores anywhere. BJ Palmer, hello. BJ Palmer says, hi, everyone. What a beautiful day to honor those that sacrificed their all for us in the U.S. I agree 100,000 million %. Like Mr. Alexander Engelhart. They're only legal in British Columbia, not the rest of the country. Interesting. Got Liquid Rocks here by Puyallup. Bob, have you mentioned difficulty growing jungle val before? I have the same problem. Have you figured out any tricks to getting it to grow? Buy a local. Get it from a local aquarist. So for me, my experience with jungle val is if I get it outside of like the Pacific Northwest, it just takes months and months and months to acclimate. And it doesn't die, it doesn't grow, it doesn't do anything but sit there. And then like boom, on month 8th, it's like everywhere. Kind of my experience with it. Loving your stuff from Durban, South Africa. Awesome. Don't get very many people from South Africa here. That's pretty rad. My visual memory is definitely better. Tell me something and I may or may not remember, but show me something and I can damn near see it in my head after the fact. Like when I meet someone and they're like, hey, my name is Bob. Like 5 minutes later, I'll be like, what was that guy's name? Even though it's the same name as mine. But now it's like when I meet someone, I'll just repeat their name over and over and over and over and over in my head because I don't want to be rude and be like, oh, I forgot your name. Guess I need some white clouds now. Absolutely. Like, everyone should have white clouds. Every place has its goofy laws. In Shoreview, Minnesota, it is illegal to feed wild turkeys in the area, but if you see how much damage they do to shingled roofs, you'd say, okay, good rule. In Seattle, it is illegal for a woman to sit on a guy's lap in a bus. That is a real law. The exception is it is okay for a woman to sit on a guy's lap if there is a pillow in between them. This is an actual law in Seattle. I have a T-bar keyhole, Bolivian ram, and 9 Odessa barbs, but my Java fern die more than they grow. I have overstocked, and that affects the Java fern growth. No, Java fern likes higher pH. I don't know what your parameters are, but if you could, guessing by your cichlids, you probably have lower pH, and Java fern likes higher pH. I have a great memory. I play memory games I play memory games with myself, like recalling facts and stuff. Honestly, I probably should be reading more to help, but it takes so much time to read stuff. But I do read an occasional book every once in a while. Paul says I'm so bad with people's names. Yeah, me too. And for me, like I feel bad at like when I go to fish shows, it's like I meet so many people and I want to remember their names, but in reality, like if I go to Chicago and meet someone, I'm not going to see this person like ever again. So like what's the motivation to remember it? I'm not trying to be rude. Like I love meeting people, but I'm just there. I don't know. I just can't. I can't remember people's names. There's too many names. Why can't we all just be named Bob? Nice and easy. There's some real strange laws out there. What else we got going on here? All my local stores have like 3 or 4. I'm so bad with people's names. I got 6 white clouds yesterday, and they were a little over $3 a piece. That's a really good price. That's a really, really good price. Yeah, my pH is low. Thanks for the advice. Yep. And so the other thing is, with the fish you have, you probably don't want to raise the pH just for Java fern. So maybe instead of Java fern, maybe do like Amazon swords or Anubias would do well in the lower pH. My biggest problem is my brain processes what I see faster than the average person, so any non-natural light flashes really fast, like light bulbs and stuff. So I really get bad headaches. Ooh, that would be the worst. In the state of Georgia, it is illegal to let donkeys sleep in bathtubs. Well, that's just common sense. I mean, you shouldn't be having donkeys in your bathtub anyways. Should it be a law? Probably not. I just bang my head against the wall hoping that it'll knock something back into place. That's probably a sound strategy. Let me know how that works out. I'm sure it'll work. Listening to books is seen by a lot of people as not reading, true, but it sure is enjoying a book. Yeah, I mean, you definitely don't get the same effects. You know, reading is basically like exercising your brain. So listening to an audiobook is definitely not the same as reading, but it's obviously still enjoyable. Nothing wrong with that. Especially if you're someone that sits in traffic a lot, you know, it's much better to be like listening to a book on tape, like learning something or just being entertained, I guess, than, I don't know, just sitting in silence, listening to cars. How would I set up a tank for a species only with Pseudomogal luminatus? Anything goes. Honestly, I would just get like a 10 or maybe, I don't know how many you have, but depending on how many, I would do a 10 or a 20 long. And if I'm only doing Pseudomogal luminatus, I would actually focus on plants. I would find plants that I want to grow and propagate, and that's what I would focus on. Because the Pseudomogal luminatus, by themselves, they're going to be just fine in anything. So it doesn't really matter when it comes to them. I would focus on the plants. Try new plants, grow plants, really have some fun learning about plants. What monster puts a donkey in a bathtub? They need a jacuzzi. I would love to own a donkey one day. My zebra needs a friend, and so does my giraffes. I'm so bad with numbers, I printed a business card just to remember my mobile number. Nice. Why do my thumbs hate me? What? I get called Rachel or Rebecca all the time. Remember when I used to call you Regina? How bad was that? And then people would be like, it's Regina. I'm like, no, I'm pretty sure it's Regina. I'll never forget that. I think I called you Regina for like 3 months. Something ridiculous. Oh my gosh. Ugh. Time out. Time out. Do you game? What are your favorite genre of games? Like computer games or like sports games? I love basketball. I love playing hockey. I love all sports. If that's the type of games you're talking about. If you're talking about computer games, I don't really have a favorite genre. I don't game a lot. As long as the game is fun, I don't really care what the genre is. Top down, FPS, whatever. As long as I enjoy it, like I'll play it. I know that doesn't really answer your question at all, but Curtis Schindler with the $1 super chat. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate it. And Ginger Grumble with the $5 super chat. It says Giraffe Fund. I wonder if they're even still for sale. I meant like playing sports, not like sports games on. Although Madden used to be really fun, like 10 years ago. It's pretty awful now. Xanaduty says Luminatus do okay at lower temps. I don't keep a single heater in any of my rainbow tanks. My wife's name is Gina, and I love calling her Gina Bean, like Lima Bean. My wife's name is Gina. I don't meet a lot of Ginas. When I was in 3rd grade, there was a Gina that I had a crush on. Outside of that, just Gina? I can't remember too many Ginas. Where do you get your powder ferts? I had to read that twice because I thought it said powder farts, and I was like, what? Where do you get your powder farts? Just Amazon. I was almost disappointed. What? Fighting games, like I love Street Fighter 2, like the original. That's like my all-time favorite game. I still will go online and play it in a simulator every once in a while. I actually have. Maybe I moved it, but I have a Super Nintendo USB controller, so sometimes I'll go on and play Street Fighter 2. It's always a good one. Nothing beats Madden 94. I would definitely agree that the mid, like the 93, 94, 95, like that was like the heyday of Madden for sure. I'm so old. I still like feel like saying, "Damn, Gina." Polo Cross, best game ever. Luigi is better says, so basically I'm going to the UK and I'd like to buy some fish over there at Maidenhead Aquatics. How would I bring them back successfully to the country without any problems? That's a tough question, my friend. I have no idea. I've never done it. I don't know what customs would say. I know that I've listened to talks about people that go various places of the world, and some of them talk about having like fish smuggling devices to bring them on the plane. So I don't know. I cannot give you any type of information there. I've never done it. I've never looked into it. Johnny, have you thought about changing your name to Johnny 5? Johnny 5 is alive. Hey Bob, I moved my live stream up Mondays 7:30 Pacific. Will you be a super kind dude and let folks know possibly? Nah, I don't think I can do that. Although I think I just did. Oh my goodness, Zenny, so many Martin references. Martin Lawrence, one of my favorite comedians. Also, Steve Martin, one of my favorite comedians. Martin. I was catching up on the Cope podcast. Have you played ping pong with Corey lately? I honestly think it's been about a month. Maybe even probably longer. We had a pretty good streak going where we were playing every week. And then, life happens. But I have no doubt when he gets back from Germany that we'll probably get back into it. Gary Lang just brings fish on the plane. Yeah, it's like I hear the stories of them like confiscating their fish. I hear stories of them, as long as they see that the fish is alive in water, it's okay. Your best bet, I think, would just call the airline and ask them what the best thing to do is. Thanks, Bob. You're the bee's knees. Well, golly Shazam. Half the people in my previous job called me Johnny 5. Johnny 5. Mini brook trout. Brook trout are already kind of mini, right? I need to find somewhere to fish up some brook trout without having to drive like 5 hours into the mountains. Now they call you Johnny D. Ooh, I don't know about that one. There are a certain number of fish you're allowed to bring on a plane. Corey brought his Vienna guppies back from the European Guppy Show. Yeah, I don't know. I've never, unfortunately, I've never had to research it. Have you seen the new Mabu Pleco? It was discovered about a month ago. The new one? Hopefully, it's like a dwarf Mabu Pleco. Because the regular Mabu Pleco, I mean, that thing's like 3.5 feet. It's too big. So we definitely need a smaller version. I got to watch Martin taping in a high school. My basketball coach went to college with Tommy on the show. Man, I haven't seen that show in so long. It's security that can be the catch. You can't bring a bottle of water through. Yeah, I think that's why they're like, make sure the fish are alive so they know it's not like gasoline or something. But really, you can't put gasoline in a plastic bag anyways. But lots of other things you can. What else we got going on here? Live streams got that one. Oh my goodness, Eddie. Oh my goodness. I've actually never taken fish on a plane ever. Yeah, of all the fish shows I've been to, all of like a handful that I've flown to, I've never brought any fish back. But here's the reason I like Fishtoberfest over a lot of the other fish shows, a lot of the bigger ones. Portland has a really strong breeding program, and they also have someone who imports a lot of rare fish, a company that imports a lot of rare fish. So they really get out there, they really breed them. And so when you go to the Portland show, there's actual breeders that set up booths, and so you can get captive bred rare fish in Portland, where if you go to like an aquatic experience, they're all retailers that are just buying farm fish, and so it's all the same fish in like Petco and PetSmart. There's some exceptions there, but for the most part, these are just fish farms that just bring whatever they have a lot of. So it's really nothing that outstanding. Maybe some rare discus will show up, but I think I went to 3 aquatic experiences, and there wasn't a time where I was like, whoa, I gotta have that fish. Like, not even close. Can't put gas in plastic bags. Where do you put excess gas when you're stocking up in case of a shortage? In my 55-gallon drums, my friend. Duh. Go get trout on the North Fork of the Skykomish near Index. I did get the license for that, so I could. Are there any fish shores and fish shows? There's no fish shows in Washington. I think the last one was the plant show that was in like 2019, I believe. And that was like the first one in years. Nobody wants to come to the Pacific Northwest. I don't know why. It's impossible to get shows out here. I still advocate for Vegas. Like, it is always cheap to go to Vegas. Why are we not having shows in Vegas? Doesn't make any sense. What's the worst nickname you gave a friend growing up that stuck? We had a kid named Podco Pads. We had a kid named Podco Pads, and we called him Pokemon, and he hated it. As far as nicknames, I don't remember, but as far as me, like Bob the Builder, like people like, oh, Bob the Builder. I was done with it. Like, so sick of Bob the Builder. Matter of fact, one 4th of July at a family meeting, my nephew, who was really young, brought over like some brand new Bob the Builder thing, and like the box that he brought it over, I didn't take his toy, but the box it came in blew it up with like a M80, and my nephew, he was like, I don't know, like 4 or 5, and he just started crying that I blew up Bob the Builder. Oh god, it was hilarious. But man, I hate everything about Bob the Builder, just because I was called Bob the Builder for so long. Pacific Northwest is big, expensive for event space. Yeah, it's expensive for a lot of people to fly here, for sure. But it's not any different than Florida. Like, if I got to fly to Florida, that's so much money. If I got to fly to New Jersey, so much money. We had the name. I had a friend called Tree because he was tall, and Whale because he had a big forehead. I didn't call him this. Whale for a big forehead? I don't know. I feel like out of all the animals, whales probably don't have a very big forehead. Wait, is that light green plant a phylodendron or pothos? Plants look great behind you. It's also like right under the light, but it is a heart leaf phylodendron or pothos. I don't know. It's heart something. One of them. You could probably Google it. Heart leaf phylodendron, I believe. And these are actually two different plants. So the one down here, they're two different plants. The one on top is the heart leaf. I think they're both phylodendrons, though. People would always associate in my name with Alice in Wonderland, and it used to annoy me a lot when I was younger, especially the people that think they're so creative. Like earlier today, I called Amanda Hug and Kiss. Like that's the oldest joke in the book. Obviously, I know that. But like people would come up and be like, "Oh, like Bob the Builder." Like no one's ever possibly said that to me any other time before. It's like, really? You think you're the first? And they get so excited about it too. It's like, how could you think you are possibly the first person to ever say that? My friends group usually just call me chubby anime character names since I was and still am a bigger guy. Aw. People would always ask me names. Yeah, I love Bob the Builder to this day. Hey, that's fine. The kids in the neighborhood gave me a real mean name because of an embarrassing thing that happened at school. Oh, that's too bad. Heartleaf phylodendron. There you go. That's all I know is heartleaf. I specifically got some heartleaf phylodendrons. And the only reason I know it's called heartleaf because one, it looks like a heart, but two, I bought a bunch of them for my mom for Mother's Day. And then I ended up giving her a different plant. And I ended up keeping the heartleaf. Sorry, Mom, no heart for you. Sucker. My dad hated Bob the Builder. A brick mason screaming he's not doing it right. Well, that's kind of... I don't know about getting angry about a cartoon not doing something right. 503 Aquatics says, I remembered what day it is. Well, that's good. Yeah, I've actually never really had Bob Ross stick, Bob Marley never, but Bob the Builder, or what's the other Bob the Builder? The other one, SpongeBob. Luckily, when SpongeBob came out, I was older, so it wasn't as big. Or I wasn't called SpongeBob as much as Bob the Builder. Like maybe for every 100 times I was called Bob the Builder, I was called SpongeBob like once. So it wasn't nearly as bad. Ginger Grubbles' nickname was Maria Diarrhea. I just got bullied for... What does red hair have to do with diarrhea? I mean, I get it that it rhymes, but you get bullied for having red hair. Maria Diarrhea. That's brutal. Bob Dole. I'm not Bob the Dole, but at one place there was one guy that loved to call me Bob Dole. He would always go, Bob Dole, Bob Dole. And I'm just like, dude, whatever. Whatever. Steam fart. Yeah, that was common. Steam fart. Today was a great day for fish shopping. I went to 4 different LFSs and bought a bunch of fish and food. That sounds like a great time. Speaking of SpongeBob, that show is not for kids. I've literally never seen it. Never. I made it. Bob's Burger. Yeah, never. That's too late. Like, it's different when you're old like me and you only have 3 friends. Like nicknames, like that doesn't really come around. But when you're a kid and you have like 100 so-called friends, yeah, it's a little different. My surname is Westhead. I have plenty. Yeah, that's a brutal one to go through school with. Westhead. Yeah, I could see it. I already got ideas going in my head of what you were probably called. I had an original modification of my last name that was cool till 8th grade. Then a movie came out using that same name. It was tainted forever. People think they are so original, though. So original. I had a different last name for quite a while. Which definitely could not really make fun of. Like, there's nothing. It's not for kids 99% of the time. Spent a bunch of time looking at gear reviews instead of setting up the new tank to try to take advantage of Memorial Day sales, and nothing I want is actually on sale. That's usually the case. Usually the case. You'll find the stuff that's on sale is usually stuff that's just overstock. Nobody wants in the first place. Everyone wanted to tell me how Barry Manilow wrote Mandy for his dog. All right. I've never heard that. Went to 5 different LFSs and walked away with a single Tropheus and questionably obtained neon tetras from a Meyer. Meyer has fish? I've never heard of that. All my friends just associate me with Cartman now. Oh, man. South Park used to be so good. You always ground me? What? I forgot about Memorial Day sales. Yeah, we kind of touched base about that earlier. People used to call me Crumb since my maiden name is Crumley. Crumb? Yeah, it's not the worst. Crumb. North Feet was the main one. All right. Mine was definitely Steam Fart or Stink Pot. Stink Pot was a real, like, in high school. Everyone called me Stink Pot. I have no idea why. It's like I'm some big pothead, but I wasn't. I don't know. I've been called Seinfeld, like mistakenly Seinfeld. I don't know how you get Seinfeld from Steenfott, but yep, I had somebody call me Robert Seinfeld once. I said, I wish I was in that family tree. I wish. Give me some of that Seinfeld money. My haul was a breeding pair of rams, pair of McMasterides. That's a good one. Pistol Trifasciata, another really good one. And some new shrimp food called Shrimp Envy. I don't think that's new. I think Shrimp Envy's been around for a while, hasn't it? Maybe I'm wrong. Might be thinking of something else. They proved the bowling was jealousy by dyeing their hair. Okay. Wait. Myers has fish at self-checkout? That seems like the worst idea ever. What? Why would you... Why would you put fish in the impulse section of a store? Any live animal, not just fish, any live animal. That seems ridiculous. I just want my fish back. The guy holding them wants to keep them. I have to make some changes to my house to make an aquarium friendly. They bred the bag after I bought 2, and the fry grew remarkably fast, full grown by the time I got to the car. I mean, that sounds plausible. I'm sure that really happened. They used to call me Pills. Because of all my allergies and inhalers and EpiPens. Then by high school, it was cool nickname, but for all the different reasons. Yeah. I had a librarian pronounce my name as Stein. They do that to me, too. Like, everything is Stein. I'm like, where's the I in my name? Like, where? all throughout school, all the phone scam caller people, always Stein something. And then the other thing was they did an L instead of a T. Steenfott or Steinfott. It was always Folt, F-O-L-T. I'm like, where do you see an L in my name anywhere? Like anywhere. Steamboat, yeah, it's been called that one many times. From 4th to 8th grade, they chanted that they would rather be dead than red in the head. Well, duh. I mean, come on. That's basically common sense, right? Would rather be dead than red in the head. I need to stop where lots of rich people tune in. It's not right to steal. Not even for... Okay, there's plenty of times when it's okay to steal. Let's be honest. Hey, Bob. It has been a while since I've been able to catch a live stream. Hope you're doing well, as always. Called Morris. Kyle Morrison. Morris. See, shortening a name. There's nothing wrong with that. I don't think so. Like, people called me Steen for a long time. Steinfott. Oh, yeah. Foot was another one. Foot. Yep. Stop bullying Ginger Grumble, people. Come on. Stop it. All hail Steen. I agree. Oh, man. In high school, my friend called me A Lice, and it stuck. Some people would change it to Licey. That seems like too much work. Like, a nickname can't be more work than the actual name. Like, Alice just rolls off the tongue. A Lice, like, if you start adding syllables, I don't know. Your nickname cannot have more syllables than your regular name. It just can't. It just can't. There is an actual last name Morris, though. Well, duh. Zach Morris. Duh. We all know. We all know who Zach Morris is. Dr. Steinfott. I actually have my name listed as doctor in a few areas. Dr. Steenfott. I stole a pack-a-bowl contest vase. Basically, switched a $29 sticker to a $12.99 one. My conscience is eating me away. Yeah. It's very specific on who and when it's okay to steal. I only got dumb things that rhymed with heather, weather, feather. Heather, feather. I mean, that's not the worst, right? Not enough malice to be creative. Yeah, I mean, Heather. I've never met a bad Heather. I'm trying to think. I've only met like 2 Heathers. So the sample size is very small. But I don't think I've ever met a bad Heather. Like, Heathers seem to be pretty generally nice people. I don't know. This is such a cool topic. I don't know why we're talking about nicknames, but hey, you all know the viewers drive the show around here. I'm not going to argue with the viewers. If you guys want to talk about nicknames, that's what we'll talk about. Leather Heather. That would be like a nickname for like an old Heather. Like, you know, when you're old and your skin gets all leathery. Or maybe someone that spent too much time in the sun. Leather Heather. I haven't stolen anything since I was a kid. I fear karmic retribution too much now. What was it? I got caught shoplifting in a Toys R Us that my mom worked at, so that was pretty bad. That was not a good experience. Oh man, yikes, was I in trouble. Holy smokes. These are back in the days when you caught a whooping. You got the spoon or the belt or the phone book or bricks. There was no limit back then. What's the fish in the thumbnail? That's a very good question. It is so highly photoshopped. Let me look. I don't even remember which one I went with. Let's see. Oh my gosh, and then I gave it fake eyeballs too. If I had to guess, I would say this is like a geophagus of some kind, but I'm probably wrong. But I'm pretty sure I'm right. I'm probably wrong, but I'm pretty sure I'm right. It's some type of geophagus. I don't know which one though. Or one that works in a certain profession that requires dominating people. I'm confused on that one. Howdy, Bob. Hope you have been well. I have been. Haven't been able to tune in since before you moved. Hope it and everything else is gone well. I cannot complain, my friend. I cannot complain, Mac. Good to see you. When I worked at Walmart in the pet department, I would write the goldfish UPCs that were like 10 cents goldfish and put some fancy guppies or some other fish in the bag. This was 2003. Interesting. Interesting. The eye on that fish. I know. What did you call me, Bob? I don't know. Unholy orders? Holy smokes, a fish question. Blackbeard algae. What deficiency might I be looking at? You might not even be looking at a deficiency. It could be lighting. It could be lack of flow. One thing that blackbeard algae does not like is flow. So the water might just be a bit too stagnant. Anyone here in Washington debating on cottonwood ball fight? Wait, cottonwood ball fight? I don't know what that is. You've only accidentally stolen at self-checkout. It's something small and it gets hidden in the cart. I've only ever stolen from Walmart and Hobby Lobby. I have stolen a lot from a lot of places. I'm going to be honest. As a kid, junior high, I was didn't have a lot of money, so I did steal my fair share of stuff. Wasn't a lot of money. Not that that means it's acceptable by any means, because it's not, but it was one of those things where I was in an area where all the other kids always had the latest and greatest video games and consoles, and I had like hand-me-down shoes with holes in the toes, you know? So, yeah. Again, not saying it's okay, but I definitely stole my fair share of stuff from Sears and the old music stores in the mall. Yep. Oh, cottonwood ball fight. Okay, yeah, the cottonwood. Duh. I've got a bajillion cottonwoods on my little plot of land. I think Fred Flintstone was called Twinkle Toes in a bowling episode. All right. Gen Free to be. Welcome. And for the new members, I think that's now 11 members we've got in this stream. Do not forget that we stream at 3:45 p.m. PST every Monday. I haven't missed a couple, but I've also missed a couple live streams. I am out here in BFE, and you lose power quite often. So, but for the most part, every Monday. Thumbnail pick fire. Oh, yeah, it is a fire mouth. I apologize. I have a fish question. My betta died 15 days ago. Which type of antibiotic should I use, Bob? Gram, negative, or positive? I think you don't want negative or positive. I think you want something neutral. Oh yeah, music stores in the mall back in about 1924. There was also pet stores back in the malls that were like, I remember the pet store in the mall in the 80s that had like a whole wall of kennels with puppies for sale. It's crazy. Crazy. The worst thing I did to Walmart was harassing their Twitter account that I'd push a TV out their door if they kept union busting. I'm sure they really, really cared about your Twitter comment. I'm sure that just made them shake in their boots. That's probably why they stopped union busting. Now do it to Starbucks. What are you going to push out a Starbucks door to get them to stop doing it? I think they just lost a lawsuit for doing that. I could be wrong, though. Allegedly. I got to say allegedly so I don't get sued. Trapper Keeper? Yeah, I remember Trapper Keepers. I had a buddy when I was going to a job corps who was a local to the town that the center was in and stole from almost every store just for S&G? I don't know what S&G is. Oh, shits and giggles. Oh, you just got me to swear on my stream. Someone bleep it. Can one of the mods bleep that before it goes through, please? Thanks. Did 4 straight days of clearing out my basement this weekend. Happy Memorial Day to me. Sounds like you got a lot more room for fish tanks then. Right? I remember puppies in the mall. I'm glad someone does it. I mean, it was like a whole wall of kennels. And not like outdoor kennels. Like the indoor, like 3 foot by 3 foot kennels. Definitely different times. But the amount of like just wild reptiles you could get back then, like it was crazy. I mean, I had to go to the pet stores like every week because every week was something different, something crazy I've never seen before that you can't even get now. I mean, stuff that was for sale for like $5 or $10 is now like thousands. It was, man, crazy back then. Had some nice pet stores in Anchorage. That seems weird. I feel like you can't get a lot of stuff in Anchorage. Potty mouth. I know. I can't believe I just did that. Like, oh man, what's S&G? Oh, like I didn't even register till after I said it. It happens. What can I say? My member time level icon is gone. BJ Palmer, because you haven't been a member for quite a while. Your name is not green. I think you lost membership like 2 months ago, if I remember right. I remember when Corey swore on stream, it was actually magical. Magical. Everett Mall used to have the puppy mill type pet store in the early 90s. They actually had 2 pet stores, which was crazy. So they had the Jones and Company on one end, which didn't have any puppies. And on the other hand, they had the other pet store, which was like puppies everywhere. Oh man, I'm not even gonna say any more acronyms anymore because who knows what I'll say. Holy smokes. Dog in a box and always an iguana at the entrance on a big stick. There was, crazy birds too. Crazy birds. I used to work at a horrible puppy mill in the mall back in high school. Ugh. Many men have felt you accidentally thinking aloud. You're not. Yeah, when I literally speak off the cuff for hours in a row, it's bound to happen. What is the big deal about swearing? I don't think there is a big deal. I don't like to swear just haphazardly. But YouTube does frown on it a little bit. Even though I have my channel as not for children. Swearing every once in a while is not a big deal, but like if you're a channel that drops like F-bombs every other word, you could run into some not sponsor, but like monetization issues. So hair algae is a pain. Manual removal a few times a week goes a long way. For me, it's usually when I've forgotten to fertilize that I get hair algae. So luckily, hair algae, in my opinion, is definitely the easiest to remove. I get hair algae when I overfeed. I'll get hair algae like the next day. It's crazy. So for me, with my water, if I get hair algae It's less light, less feeding, and usually corrects itself. BJ Palmer says, wow, I didn't notice. I was dealing with mom in a hospital, then rehab, and missed most streams in the last 2.5 months. I'll rejoin. Wish I could get my time back. Yeah, Billie Jean. It was actually like, I'm like, why is BJ not in the member streams lately? And then I noticed, and I don't want to say anything because I don't like, I'm not. If people become members and then unmember, like I'm not gonna just be like, why did you cancel? I don't care. Like, oh, good to know. No one wants to listen to me talk about anything, so I don't have to worry about that. All right. I'm tempted to make a wig out of hair algae I got. The problem with hair algae and being a wig is when it dries. It is the crustiest stuff in the world. It's so crusty. Marion said I had to reduce length, intensity of light to reduce hair algae, but still keep some growing to feed my scuds tank. Yeah, it's for me. It's literally either too much light, too much food, or both. And if I do either of those two too much, I'll get hair algae, 100%. I want to get some cherry shrimp in East LA, Bob's Tropical Fish, which is like next county, but gas is crazy. And so, it's crazy everywhere. It's more expensive where you are for sure, but it's pretty much crazy for everyone compared to what it normally is. Yep. I think you get your time back. It just pauses. Yeah. It doesn't restart, if that's what you mean. But if you were like at, 22 months and you would have been at 24 months, obviously, the next badge you're missing out on. Who cares about badges? I'm such a good salesman. Swearing, you mean sentence enhancers? Actually, no. I know you're joking, but I don't think that. If you're on an iPhone, you have to use Chrome to open YouTube and not the app. Maybe same with yours. It doesn't prevent new time from accumulating while your membership is lapsed, but it picks up where it was left off. That is true. Jones & Company was a great store. Their Linwood Alderwood location was pretty great. I went to that store, oh my gosh, on a weekly basis. It was so huge. The one in the Everett Mall was really good, and the one in Marysville was just like, all we care about is fishing or dog and cat food. That's all we care about. That's making us 99% of our money. So let's fill up 3/4 of the store, which I'm exaggerating, but still, their Marysville store was definitely not as good as the mall store or the one in Linwood. What would I stock in a community in a 14-gallon? Greg, I would do Pseudomagals, which is a rainbow fish, depending on who you talk to. But I would do Pseudomagals, and I would do dwarf Corridoras and Rasboras. That's my small tank stocking right there. Any dwarf Corry, Aspidoras are another cool one. Saw 87 unleaded for over $6. That's brutal. I'm at about $5.30 right now, a gallon. It's crazy. Max says driving 2+ hours each way to pick up coral red pencilfish. I'm not sure what will hurt more, the wallet. What will hurt the wallet more, the gas or the fish? But that is a situation that's probably worth it because one, they're very expensive fish because they are very awesome fish. I have 6 Corys in a 100-liter, and they subconsciously tell me to feed them 6 times a day. I think that's the problem. Man, if you fed your fish every time they beg for food, you would have some serious problems in that tank. What else we got going on here? Any let's see. I need a clam on rotation. 3 of my tanks keep going cloudy on rotation, and 1 is green. Clams are not going to clear up green water. You would need a bajillion freshwater clams. one little clam with its tuberculosis, going through the substrate, filtering your water is not going to do anything. You would need a bajillion of them. Maybe you could do snack of the week like Corey would do sometimes. I don't know. I'm not gonna have much snacks in my future though. That's the problem. I could do like jerky of the week, but jerky's really expensive. Only time I've had blackbeard algae was directly in the outflow of the filter. Doesn't that just figure? The one place you should not have it. I'm glad I got a small Prius years ago. Even with high gas prices, full tanks $45 and getting 42 miles per gallon easy. Cali is at 650 right now. I want to experiment with clams. So some of the problems you're going to run into with freshwater clams is that they can technically kill your fish. Because I believe they like somehow get their eggs in the gills of fish, and that's how they reproduce. So just be careful. We will all just have to send you jerky. Well, Regina Phalanges is a saint because she did send me 5 packs of jerky and it was glorious. And now she's sending me alligator jerky as well. My budget does not agree with my taste in the hobbies. My budget doesn't agree with any of my hobbies. Just a fact of life. Tonight on Steam Farts. It's got to be Steam Farts because farts can be steamy, especially if I eat an entire bag of beef jerky. It's definitely going to be steamy farts around here. And on that note, I think it's time to say goodnight. It has already been 2 hours. Can you believe it? Welcome to all the new members. Mike, thank you so much for gifting 5 memberships. I really do appreciate it. Everyone else, Super Chatters, Alexander, Regina, man, so much thanks for everyone. And, boy, not much. Wait, what is this? Glad I missed that comment. Why are we talking about hemorrhoids? Yikes. Oh, you were called Hemorrhoid for a few years as a kid? Whew, that's a rough nickname. I missed that one. Hemorrhoids? Yikes. Yike. Secret History Living in Your Aquarium says, gotta get ready for my show. Thanks for the stream, Bob. Have a great night. Peace, everyone. Take care. Have an awesome evening with or without me. And remember, I will be on his live stream at 4:30 p.m. PST on Friday. Always going out classy. Hey, you know what the saying is. You know what my outro is, right? Keep your sleeves dry and your dreams wet. And I'll see you next week. That's it. I got nothing.